What's good, fam? I gotta put y'all on something wild that's popping off in hip hop right now. This ain't your regular music drop. Drake just came through with that "What Did I Miss" track. And yo, this one's stirring the pot heavy, cause it ain't just a song, it's a whole statement. He's throwing subtle shots, specifically at Kendrick Lamar. Yeah, I said it. Meanwhile, the legendary Clipse, they ain't playing around no more. Their new album, Let God Sort 'Em Out, is finally about to drop after what, more than a decade? And if that ain't enough, Travis Scott is making noise, sending out crazy flexes, trying to build hype, but might actually be digging his own grave with them loud moves. This right here is the tea you gotta catch if you wanna stay woke in the game. Now let's break down this Drake wave first, cause it's kinda mad how he's playing chess with the streets from Toronto. So this dude comes up with this bizarre stunt. He's cruising around in a truck screaming Iceman, right? This ain't just branding or some goofy promo. Nah, it took it up a notch where folks were literally hitting up some random ice delivery company, blowing up their phone lines. That's clout chasing, straight up. But then he drops the actual track, What Did I Miss?, during this live stream called Iceman Episode 1. And nah, it ain't just any chill Drake vibe. This track is packed with low-key diss lines at Kendrick. Drake references someone's The Pop Out concert, throws shade about folks switching lanes, and basically serves up lyrical shade in a way only he could disguise, but still deliver that message. It's like he's telling the culture, I'm still here, I'm not ducking none of it. But inside, this is the kind of action that fans in the streets don't take lightly. The wild part is how Drake plays this out. It ain't just about music. He's weaving a narrative with the whole Iceman persona, teasing more episodes, hinting at new singles, and even bringing streamers into the mix for his Wildest Festival performance. That's what I call layering the hustle, using every angle he can to keep eyes locked on him. But here's the catch. No matter how much he flexes or tries to shake the scene, some real ones feel like this ain't the move to be extended late into 2025, especially when heavy hitters like the Clipse and Kendrick are about to drop jewels that might rewrite the meaning of real hip-hop buzz. Speaking of the Clipse, let me switch gears real quick because this is a major moment nobody should sleep on. Let God Sort 'Em Out is about to land July 11, 2025. You hear me right? Clipse is back after more than 15 years off the album radar. And this ain't just a comeback album. It's a full-on roster flex with features that are straight up legendary. Pharrell Williams, Kendrick Lamar, Tyler the Creator, Nas, and Jay-Z. That's a lineup built to shut down all speculation about them being old news. They just dropped Ace Trumpets, the lead single produced by Pharrell, and it's given that classic boom bap sound with a razor-sharp lyricism that reminds you why these guys were the GOATs of their era. It's crazy how they managed to stay relevant without being overly caught up in the mainstream noise. The Clipse always had that raw, no-fluff approach. Been that since the early 2000s. Pharrell's production on Ace Trumpets brings that perfect nostalgic vibe mixed with that gritty street edge, and the features, well, Kendrick and Nas, you already know the kind of bars and energy we're talking about. Tyler and Jay-Z add that modern flavor, but still respect the old school soul of Clipse's music. This album ain't just a project, it's a power statement, reminding everybody in the culture that some legends don't fade. They just go silent until they hit back with something monumental. But don't get it twisted. The heat between Drake's camp and the Clipse Kendrick crew goes deeper than music. It's like a culture clash of values, style, and respect. Drake's tactics might get you hyped for a moment, but the Clipse dropping a real album backed by some of the sharpest minds in the game, that's the kind of debut that lasts. And fun fact, Pharrell's involvement ain't just nostalgic, it's that comeback energy, like he's fueling the fire for the Clipse to take that culture crown right when it looked like it was being snatched by clout chasers. Now hold up, cause I gotta slide into where Travis Scott fits into this whole scene. Word is, he's cooking up Jack Boy's 2 Inches with his label, possibly dropping on the same day as Clipse's album. Now, Travis has been making some big moves like sending out Lamborghinis to artists like Waka Flocka, Kodak Black, and 21 Savage. That's a serious flex, but also a high-stakes play to rally the label family and get the culture buzzing for this release. It's like he's trying to prove that he's still king of the stadium rap game, despite all the recent backlash and drama in his career. But here's the kickback. Pusha T, who's no stranger to calling out Travis on real or perceived slips, already fired shots, and so be it. That means the beef between the camps is loud and public, and ain't no amount of cars and vibes gonna cover those conflicts up. If you look close, Travis is in a tricky spot. He ain't just trying to drop heat, he's trying to control the narrative and play catch-up to Drake's streaming numbers and the Clipse's old school respect. But the streets, the fans, and even some insiders are watching to see if he can pull off a W or if he'll catch an L for all that flashy hype. The same day release rumor adds to the tension. Imagine if both the Clipse and Travis drop projects on the same date. competition that fierce could split attention. But the real question is, who hits harder musically and carries more weight culturally? There's a lot at stake, and neither side wants to show weakness. So what's the bigger picture here? We got Drake chasing clout with clever stunts and new singles, Travis Scott throwing high dollar parties and gifts to keep his camp tight, and the Clipse quietly preparing to drop a project that's set to remind every fan what hip hop really stands for. The culture is at a crossroads where real artistry and respect for the game could push past all the hype and flashy moments. And based on how these moves are playing out, it looks like the real heat about to come from that old school grind mixed with sharp modern bars, not just from the loudest flexers flexing on social media. But fam, real talk, this ain't just about who drops music or who gets more streams. It's about legacy, about who respects the artistry behind the game and who uses it for just clout and trend chasing. Drake's Iceman escapades might grab headlines, but the Clipse going hard with Kendrick and Nas, that's a combo made to challenge the whole throne of what real rap sounds like and who the culture can trust to carry it forward. And Travis, man, he might be aiming for a big comeback or sustained hype, but those shots Pusha T is throwing mean this ain't a cakewalk. Before we get too deep, I want to know what you think about all this. Who you feel got the real juice in 2025? Is Drake still the man to beat? Are the Clipse about to surprise everyone and snatch the crown back? Or is Travis Scott making the smartest moves to bounce back and take over? Holla down in the comments. Let me know your takes. And yo, if you vibing with this breakdown, hit that like button, because we got more layers to peel back here. Don't sleep on this, because the rest of this story is even crazier. Now stick around, because coming up, we're going to break down how the wildest festival rumors surrounding Drake might signal a bigger plan to steal the culture spotlight. But believe me, the Clipse's buzz is just warming up, and what's next will shock a lot of y'all. Feels like the street's about to pick sides real quick. Don't blink or you'll miss how this thing unfolds. Aight fam, let's dive right into these wildest festival rumors, because this is where things start looking really intense. So word on the street is Drake's going to headline, which ain't nothing new considering his star power. But here's the twist. He's allegedly planning to drop another Iceman episode live, possibly with some new single right there on the spot. Now, imagine that energy, the hype, and the streamers he's thinking about flying out to boost the crowd. He's trying to turn this into a whole spectacle. Sounds W for the clout, right? But here's where the sneaky plays come in. Someone real in the game is watching all this noise, and it ain't just the casual fans. It's the culture heads who know that while spectacle impresses, legacy is about what you put into the music itself. The Clipse, they're not just coming with bars, they're coming with a statement that's going to echo beyond the festival lights and viral social posts. And the wildest festival crowd, they might be here for Drake's showmanship now, but when that Clipse album hits, fans might be switching lanes quicker than you think. Trust, the momentum for Clipse is building, and that could shift how the culture vibes with all these big names. Now peep this, Drake's whole Iceman stunt has that cold, distant vibe, like he's playing the lone wolf trying to prove he's untouchable in the rap game. But is that really the move in 2025? The culture's been craving authenticity, real stories and connections, not just clout grabs and flashy promos. I'm not saying Drake's done by any means, but sometimes when you're too caught up in these theatrics, you risk losing touch with the people who built your whole platform. And man, that's a serious L if you ask me. Switching gears again, let's not forget about the power moves happening behind the scenes here. Pharrell Williams ain't just producing ace trumpets for kicks. He's bringing that masterclass energy that's gonna glue the Clipse project together in a way that commands respect from all corners. Pharrell's involvement is like a seal of approval on a product that's made to last. Plus, with features like Kendrick, Nas, Tyler, and Jay-Z, it ain't just a collaboration. It's a summit of some of the illest minds in the rap game right now. That kind of lineup doesn't just happen by chance. There's serious intention behind this. Pharrell has always been about pushing the culture forward while keeping it rooted in the realness. And with Clipse, you get that perfect balance. Raw street stories wrapped in production that hits hard but ain't overproduced. This album is ready to shake up not just the charts, but the narrative about what's real in hip-hop culture. And remember, the last time Clipse came through with new music, the world was a different place. Coming back now, they're not just aiming to remind us who they are, but to set a new standard for everyone else awake in the game. Now, you might be wondering how Travis Scott fits in all this drama-fueled mix. Dude's got a lot riding on Jack Boys too, especially if it really drops on the same day as Clipse. Sending out Lambos to pull artists closer, that's flex for sure, but might also be a distraction from what people really want to hear. New music and real vibes. Pusha T already blindsided him with So Be It, and that beef ain't gonna just disappear. Public beef like that means the streets are side-eyeing everything Travis drops, ready to call out any slip-ups. Flexing with cars can't hide that tension. No cap. So are Travis' moves just high risk, or is he setting up for a major rebound? It's tough to say. The hype machine is real, but culture don't sleep on authenticity and lyrical credibility. The old fans hold you to different standards, and if you ain't bringing that, it's easy to catch an L, especially with so many sharp listeners out here ready to dissect every bar and every move. This day one drop battle could fracture the listens, but the real test is going to be who delivers the project that speaks to the streets and the souls of hip-hop heads alike. One thing's for sure though, the whole scene is electric right now. You got Drake trying to dominate the narrative with the Iceman saga, Travis Scott flexing like a king, but with beef looming like a shadow, and then you got the Clipse quietly but confidently about to hit the culture with that classic heat backed by some of the greatest. It's like watching a heavyweight title fight, but this one's not in the ring, it's in the playlist and streaming charts, straight in the hearts of fans who swear they want the real, not the hype. And don't sleep on Kendrick Lamar's role in all this. His feature on the Clipse album ain't just a guest spot, it's a symbolic reinforcement that the culture values intellect, depth, and progression. Kendrick's been the voice of conscience and innovation for years, so his alignment with Clipse here sends a loud message. This ain't no random assembly. It's a coalition of conscious legends ready to remind the world about the roots and future of hip-hop. If you thought To Pimp a Butterfly or Damn were heavy, wait till this album drops with Kendrick lending his fire. Now what could Drake do differently in all this? Honestly, to keep his throne strong moving forward, maybe drop the theatrics and focus more on music that connects real talk and vulnerable moments like he did early on. The Iceman stuff is creative, but the culture's craving less smoke and mirrors and more substance. If he leaned into that, collaborated more organic with the legends coming up, maybe the haters wouldn't be sharpening their knives so loud. He's talented enough to make that pivot. But the question is, will he? And Travis, man, he might want to dial back the flash a bit. Pay attention more to creating timeless music than chasing momentary clout. The Pusha T shots are a wake-up call that the streets keep receipts. So real talk, Travis needs to put the culture first if he wants to bounce back clean and not just be seen as a flash in the pan. Music over Lambos? Always. At the end of the day, we watching a pivotal moment unfold where hip-hop could either revisit its roots or slide deeper into the superficial hype. The Clipse's album, backed by Pharrell, Kendrick, and other heavy hitters, is the real wild card here. Their success could pivot the whole scene back to respect, lyricism, and culture over hype. The Wireless Festival, Drake's Iceman Gambit, Travis's flashy moves, they're all chapters in a bigger story about legacy and authenticity. So fam, this is the spot where you gotta stay sharp and keep your ears to the ground. This ain't just music dropping, it's the culture flexing and evolving right in front of us. Who's gonna come out with the real W? Is Drake still the king trying to hold on to his crown with stunts? Is Travis Scott about to pull some major rebound with Jack Boys 2 or catch an L? Or are the Clipse about to shock everybody and remind the people what real hip hop feels like? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I wanna hear who y'all think really got the juice in 2025. If you feeling the breakdown, show some love with that like button and subscribe so you don't miss the next layers. We peel back on this saga. Trust me, this story's only heating up. The next moves these artists make could change the game in ways nobody saw coming. Stay woke, stay tuned, and keep holding down that realness in the culture. I'm out, but the conversation ain't over. Let's keep it 100 in the comments.